Okay, so guys, first of all, welcome every one of you from uh, PSF. PSF is a Professional Solidarity Forum. It is a NGO, non-profit NGO, a group of professionals who gather together and they want to contribute to the society. So PSF, it is not only in Hyderabad, it is in Delhi, it is in Bangalore, Mumbai, in all the metro cities, you can find the PSF. So if the goal of PSF is to how professionals can contribute to the society. So from that, that is our objective. So PSF run multiple activities like social activities, from education, career guidance, and job fairs we conduct, and we provide various type of trainings. So similarly, PSF has skills academy. We have our office at Mehedipatnam, and we are running various courses offline and online. So right now, we are running networking courses, SAP course, and this is our second batch of the cloud courses which we are starting. So let me introduce myself. Myself, Mohammed Nadimuddin. I'm the senior instructor here, and this is a little bit about me. I'm more towards the training, and I have more than 10 years of experience in network security and the cloud. And I have exposure working with various organizations, and I have done a lot of certifications, especially in the Cisco World CCI. I'm certified with that, and recently completed my Amazon a certification as well, and cloud security as well. So now this is a little bit about me, and I'm more passionate towards the training. And at the PSF Skills Academy, I run networking courses as well, and that is the job oriented course. And this is the another one where I develop my skills in cloud. And it is not only a training, we are working in the cloud, and we want to train the students. Okay, and this is just a little bit about. Apart from that, I am also a PSF core team member. So we have more than 500 professional group with us. We are running WhatsApp groups. So we have 2000 plus job seekers attached to us, and 500 plus working professional who want to contribute to the society on non-commercial basis. So this is what little bit about me. So I will be the instructor for the for the course of AWS, and we are with this batch we are starting a cloud exposure in AWS and Azure. Okay, so what exactly it is, let's have a look on this. Okay, so agenda. So what is my agenda today is we will have a look on the current infrastructure challenges. Infrastructure, when I said, it is the opposite word of the cloud. Infrastructure means where you have offices, you have a data center, you have many things. So infrastructure. So in infrastructure, what are the challenges today, and the evolution of the cloud, why the cloud came into picture. Okay, why, if infrastructure was there, why the cloud came, and why the cloud becoming more and more famous. Okay, and many organizations want to move to the cloud from infrastructure. Why? Right? So cloud computing, we'll see the cloud models, what are the cloud available models, then benefit of the cloud. Okay, and then what are the cloud providers and current content, like course content, like in this course, or in next 45 days, what we are actually planning to teach. Okay, so we'll talk on, and we'll end up with the Q&A. And we have Azure faculty as well, Mr. Ave, so join this. So we can talk on Azure as well. So this is right now I'm talking about the AWS, but AWS, Azure, Google, whatever you are saying. So these are the These are the providers. Okay, like similarly in the networking or in any organ, like in the story you can see Oracle and the SAP. Similarly in the networking you can say Cisco, Juniper. In the firewalls you can say the Palo Alto and the Checkpoint. So like this, there are the vendors. Like similarly cloud provide, in the cloud you can see Amazon, Microsoft Azure and the Google. So these are the three leading providers. Apart from that, there are Alibaba is there, the Oracle Cloud is also there. Okay, so before that, let's have a look on this. Like, what is the current challenges of infrastructure? So, this is a data center. So, what the data center is, like, if you are working in any office, so in the offices, like we need this backbone. Okay, our entire offices are running. If suppose you are hosting application, you have multiple office connected throughout the world, and this all offices required some strong networking data center, right? Where you will see the racks, all your network, your switches, routers, firewalls, your storage, and your all equipments, infrastructure. So this is called infrastructure. So these all infrastructure, like you need some place in your office. Or nowadays the new model is something like, if offices cannot provide the data center, so there are some third party offices also, like some ISPs, they are providing space. So where that is called, where you can build your data center. They will provide you racks, they will provide you power and everything, and you can go ahead and put it your equipments, but you need to take care of the equipments. So that is also possible. But this is what the data center means, the place where we store all our network devices, all your storage, your like your servers, your firewalls, your security stuffs, your network devices, everything. And you will see all this is connected with the cables. This is why, like copper cable, fiber cable, many things are there. So in the data center, what we needed, so we need a rack requirements, right? Then we need number of copper and fiber panels and all. Then you need to provide a redundant power supply. If suppose your office is a single power supply, if power gone, your entire storage, everything will go down. So you need to have the backup with the UPS, right? Then you need to see the scalability. If today you have 100 employees, tomorrow it is going, after 2 months there are 200 employees. So do you have that infrastructure? Do you have this much of switches, routers, firewalls, and do you have these all cables and all? No. So you need to think about next 5 years scalability. Then structure cabling. So this is called a structure cabling, where you can find out exactly where the cable is from, going to which server, the cable is going to which storage. These all things are in the behind the scene, right? And you need to think about the fire and safety as well, like where if something happens, so you need to think about the fire and safety. So these all are the challenges. If you think about that, because if you are maintaining a small office, okay, and your office is having some business application. Okay, so application means from the internet, the people are coming from internet and they are trying to access that particular application, okay, outside from the outside world. So here, just to provide that application, you need to have a strong backbone of infrastructure. So you need to provide this data center. You need to have a proper backup. You need to have a redundant power. You need to have a security of the your data center, physical security, and also a technical security. Everything is needed there. So just to host one application, why you want to spend this much amount? Like if suppose you are into some construction business, and what your people will do, they just need a software application where they can design something, or they can do some stuff. So why do, like just for that purpose, why you want to spend lakhs of rupees in the data center? Because this data center, like you need to pay yearly. Like every network device, let's say you have switches, you have routers, you have firewalls, you have servers, you have storage. So you have a load balancer, like if you have a multiple application hosted on multiple servers, so you need a load balancer, right? So various security equipments, network equipments, storage and all. So you need to have yearly contract for that. So you need to purchase this hardware yearly, whether you are using or not. You need to have multiple servers there, whether you are using or not. You need to pay for that, right? So yearly cost is needed there. Okay, even and apart from this, like if suppose you have a what is called um, this stuff, whether you're using or not, you need to pay for that, right? So these are the stuff which a small organization and medium organization, they were looking for the some solution, like why I need to spend this much amount? And to handle this all technologies, you need to hire a infrastructure team. You need to have a network guy who can manage this all. You need to have firewall guy. You need to have server guy, who can build the servers and all. You need to have a load balancer expert, so who can load balancer like hardware and all. You need to have like oracle, or you need to have a storage guy. So these all thing you needed here, right? So these all things you need to spend years, cost is involved everywhere in the infrastructure, and also to manage these employees and all, right? So these are the challenges, right? And you need to have the backup also. If suppose you have primary site here, if that's primary site shut down, so your entire infrastructure gone. So you need to have a backup site somewhere outside of cities somewhere, so all your data will get replicated there, right? Because tomorrow if something disaster happen, if your site is shut down, then you need to have some backup site where it will all the application can have. So this is like whether you are using or not, when the disaster happen, you don't know, but still you need to pay a huge amount just in the precaution that something happen in the future, right? So these are the hardware, these are the data center cost, which is a huge amount. Okay, that's why. Okay, now you can have a look. So these are just servers, these are just switches, these are just firewalls and the routers. Okay, so these all the just example of the hardwares. So in the infrastructure you will have n number of servers, because without server you cannot do. You have storage, like you have your shared drives, you have your wireless equipments. So this all things you needed in the offices, right? So that's why the cloud came into picture. So when the cloud started, so it started in the 1960. Okay, then slowly like Windows came, then you can see the Salesforce came there, and these are just a little bit old like think I have another slide which will tell you. So how the it got increases, how like how many billions of business got increases, and how the cloud computing came into picture. So now, what is cloud computing? That's the first thing. Cloud computing. So I have one funny moment. I just remember. So one of my student, he said, "Sir, cloud means like, is it something in the cloud you are storing? Where exactly it means? You will not understand where this data will go. So because this cloud, can you see when we say the cloud? So you are saying I'm working in the cloud. So what does it? What exactly behind this cloud? Okay, what exactly the when we say the cloud? Okay, when you have a computer, you can see that computer. Okay, when you have a server, you can see that server. Okay, this is the physical server. Okay, it is working. But server in the cloud, what does it mean? Is it somewhere hidden somewhere? No. Okay, what is the cloud computing? Is cloud computing means storing and accessing data and programs over the internet instead of your computer hardware. So over the internet, your server will be here. In the data center will be there, but that is not your data center. It will be a provider data center. They will take care of everything. All the data center, all the infrastructure they will have. You will just take the storage. Okay, you will. What you can do is we can create, configure, customize application online. With cloud computing, users can access cloud resources from anywhere in the world. You just need to access to the internet. Cloud computing is both combination of software and hardware based computing, and it is needed. Don't need to worry about the maintenance of the your resources. Like if you have in infrastructure, we need to take care of the server. Okay, you need to take care of the environment, you need to take care of the power, cooling, everything. But here in the cloud computing, the your server will be here, like Amazon. If suppose you have Amazon, so Amazon already having various data center. Okay, they have something called region. Okay, So they have many regions. So in like the world is divided into like three parts, like APAC region, EMEA region, and what is called America region, right? So in the America, like North America and Western. In the North, they have two data center. In the West, they have two data center. In APAC region, they have various data center. Like Hyderabad. Hyderabad is coming soon as one of the region of the Amazon. Okay. So in Hyderabad, one region is coming means they are building. If you go towards financial district, there are so some data centers are getting built. So there will be a physical data centers. Okay. So if suppose tomorrow you like you are sitting here and by using the Amazon, you need to choose the region, which region you want to build your server. So let's say I choose Hyderabad region. So actually you are building a server in Hyderabad data center of Amazon. So this all data center, they will take care. So and you just need to take the instance and you can put whatever the operating system you want into that. So cloud computing is that allow you can store your data into the nearest region. Okay. So like this, they have many regions which we will talk in throughout the course. We will learn about that. And this is what they want. And you know what? If suppose this server you use only for 2 hours, okay, in a day, you use for the 2 hours and you can make it stop and next 2 hours. So you know Amazon will charge you the cost for the 2 hours only, whether you, so it is like pay as you go. So you need to pay whatever you use, but in the infrastructure, whether you are paying, you are using or not, doesn't matter, you need to pay that. So that's something very exciting. The people that you no need to maintain the data centers. So there is a huge data centers available in the already with the provider. So they are providing the data center. You just need to host your application. You just need to host the server. You no need to maintain the physical stuff. You no need to maintain the power, cooling, and all this fire and safety requirement. Everything they take care. You just need to host your application. That's it. And you just need internet access to access your application. That's it. So that's the cloud computing all about. So in cloud computing, there's some deployment, public deployment, private, hybrid, and community. So we will discuss more on that. But public cloud means something like uh, you hosted one application here. Okay, let's say you are selling something. So the people from internet are accessing your application. So it is public. This is called a public cloud. Like anyone from internet can access your application. That is called. So you can make public cloud. Okay. Like let's for example is the webmail. Okay, anyone can access from your mobile. Private cloud is something. If suppose your Amazon is your cloud is here and you connected your office to the Amazon. Okay, so this is your office. This is your cloud. So you can consider Amazon like there is a direct connectivity, or you can connect via VPN. So this your infrastructure office, and this is your Amazon cloud. You can host your server here, and your users can access this server via this link. So this is a private cloud. So this will be a private IP addresses. So no one from internet can come and access your application. So this is just a private communication. Okay. Community cloud, again, it is something, a special group of things. But the hybrid cloud, it is more and more famous nowadays. Why? Because organization, like there are many organizations, what they want is they want their offices to be there, okay, as it is, but they want to leverage with the cloud services as well. So what they are doing is they are connecting their offices to the cloud with the wired cable, that is called something called direct connect service. So and they are leveraging like Amazon services as well as their office services. So this is called a hybrid cloud, where and also they have some application hosted on public as well. So people from internet also they are coming and accessing that application, but all controls are from offices. So this is called, you have a private as well as the public. So this is called a hybrid model. Like this cloud is called a hybrid where your private communication also going on, also public communication also going on. So this is what so we'll see that deployment. So the service model, so what we have is there are three types of cloud models available: IaaS, PaaS, and the SaaS. Infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. So we need to we will talk on this. So infrastructure as a service, when we talk about that, So the organization, okay, so let's talk about the SaaS first. Software as a service. Software as a service is, just take an example of the Gmail. Okay, Gmail. So you have a Gmail account. Okay, you're accessing that Gmail, you just have the account. Do you have rights to do some modification in the Gmail? No. Do you have a Dropbox? You can just store the things there. Do you have any rights to do something with the Dropbox, Salesforce? Do you have something? No. What the application is already there, so you just need to use that application as it is. You do not worry about the maintenance. You don't no need to customize the thing. You don't need to take care of the coding, security, nothing. You just need to use that software as a service. So see, in the cloud, they build the software and they sold, and you just need to access that software as a service. You don't know what exactly how many servers they have, what are the things they have. If something happen, you need to open the tag and check with them. So software as a service is one of the cloud thing where you no need to maintain the server physically. Everything will be maintained via the providers. Okay, so that's the one example. The second is the PaaS, platform as a service. So platform as a service is Oracle. Okay, so Oracle. So platform as a service. So what Oracle is doing is like in the platform as a service, you will have rights to do some coding. You will have rights to deploy something. Okay, so some rights will be there. So SaaS, you will have a less, you don't know, you will not having any visibility, but in the PaaS, you will have some rights to, you can customize the servers, you can customize the application, you can do some coding into that. Okay, but still you no need to maintain the anything. But infrastructure as a service. So infrastructure as a service means this AWS, storage and the networking, everything is here. So instance of the computing. So here in the you can run any application, VM, storage, network, operating system, anything. It give complete control over the hardware. Okay, instance, which instance you want, what is the size of instance, what is the storage, how much size you want, everything you need to control. You can build your own network. You can build what IP addresses you needed. You can take care of the security, or like which port can be open, which port can be disable. Everything will be written in your control. So this chart, it will tell you, it is a comparison of your on-site, means your office, and your what is called IaaS, PaaS, and the SaaS. So let's say here, blue color means you manage, and red color means service provider manage. Right? Service provider means this Amazon, Azure, these are the Google, these are the service provider. So on-site, in your offices, okay, networking you manage, storage you manage, servers you manage, virtualization, which operating system you want, what is the middleware, runtime, data, application, everything you manage, right? But in IaaS, infrastructure as a service, networking, storage, servers, virtualization, this is managed by a provider, and you need to manage which operating system you want, which middleware you want, which runtime, which data you want to add it, which application you want to install. So that is your rights. But similarly in PaaS, platform as a service, application will be there. Okay, you need to build your application and you need to build your data, right? And in the SaaS, there is all is taken care by service provider. Only you just need to use that, like Gmail or Dropbox. You are not doing anything there. You're just using that, and you are paying for that. So if it is a Salesforce, you need to pay for that licenses, right? Outlook, the 365, you need to pay for that license. That's it. So this is the comparison. And IaaS platform. So these all three cloud models are used in various things. But IaaS, it came. So IaaS providers are this Azure, Amazon, and Google. These are the IaaS provider. Okay, where the cloud computing, you can do that. Okay, so what is the advantage of cloud computing? Reduce infrastructure cost. First point, it reduces your infrastructure cost. Second thing, compatibility and scalability. You no need to think like in the infrastructure, you need to think about the 5 years. You need to buy the servers, you need to buy the network space and all, whether you're using or not. But here you can, on the night, within a night, you can increase the memory of your storage, your memory, anything you can. There is an unlimited scalability. You can scalable, you can have n number of servers there. There is no limit. Refreshing aging infrastructure, support new business opportunity, business continuity, and the increased collaboration. So, and the whole thing is, the main thing is save money, data, and time with cloud computing. So here you no need to maintain the data center. You no need to maintain, because just think about, as I told, like think about the construction site, a construction office, where their business is actually on the construction, right? And in the offices, what their employees does, they build some design. So just for storing the design, why you want to spend this much of amount in the infrastructure? Okay, many organizations, they think about why we want to put our data into the another location, but it is again there. That's why the cloud security came into picture. So security is everywhere. So that there is a separate chapters, a separate uh, technologies with this cloud security as well. Separate certification that that you can, that is your career path. You can choose that as well. But the moral of the story is save money, save data, and save time by using the cloud. Okay, and easy. It is not like something, if even you don't know the coding, that's fine. You can learn the cloud. If you don't know the networking, that's fine. You can learn here. So it's a combination of, here the cloud is we can say one man army. So the cloud engineer, he is taking care of the networking, he is taking care of the security, he is taking care of the storage, load balancing, um, application, many things here, automation, everything he is taking care as a cloud engineer. So whether you, if you don't learn before, now this like cloud, it will give opportunity to learn this thing. If you don't know the public, what is the public IP, what is the private IP, you will learn here. Okay, so what are the leading providers in the cloud? Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, Google, Google Cloud Platform, and the Oracle Cloud. And there are some more like Alibaba and all. But this is something called Gartner report. So this is something July. It's a quarterly report. So Gartner report, one of the more trusted report worldwide. What they do is they try to access all the vendors. Okay, and not only cloud, even in the infrastructure also. So what are the competitors? They test all the competitors, and they will think about who is best in the cost, who is cost effective, who is more secure, who is more easy, who is having the scalability, reliability, everything. They have many parameters. You can sometimes sometime you can go Google and search Gartner report. So you can have a look what the Gartner report is. So in the Gartner report, like these three cloud, who is the leaders? Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and the Google, as of July 2021. And see, challenges, currently there is no challenges yet. And nature place, Oracle and IBM, they are coming. And in the visionary, Alibaba is coming. Okay, so maybe, so how they will, after 1 year, 2 years, what will happen? If their customer got increased, they will come here, they will come here, then they will come to the leaders like this. So then the flow will be something like this, like this. Okay, so but can you see, I am seeing in many years these three are the top. Okay, and these two are on the top list, first and second. Okay, so why? There are various factors. Okay, that's what you need to learn that. Okay, so cloud, it is the business of the cloud, and now it is estimating 397 billions dollar business they are expecting in 2022, next year. So can you see the graph, how the business, cloud business getting increased? Do you think this automatically it will go down? No, it will go huge. It will go huge like this. So graph is going to increase every year. So now this is the time. If you don't learn the cloud, then you will be called as a legacy. Not even I will be called as a legacy person. Why? Because yeah, recently I read one post on the LinkedIn. Um, that person, yeah, I really like that. And I just wanted to share with you. The post was written that if you don't learn this, then you will become dinosaurs. So I thought there was a question mark. Dinosaurs? There was an image. Why he put the dinosaurs if you don't learn this? So then in the explanation he said dinosaurs was one of the biggest animal in the planet one time. But where is the dinosaur today? There is no more dinosaurs. Like there is no visibility of the dinosaurs. Similarly, if today, like last 10 years before, you learn one technology and that was in the leader, okay, that was topmost technology. But today, those technology gone. So you need to see what is today's technology. So today's automation, cloud, Python, and various things are coming. So you need to learn. So if you don't want to become dinosaur, then learn the cloud, learn the automation, he said. Okay, that's a good thought actually. Okay, so it doesn't mean that remaining everything is going off, but as you can see, you want to this market is getting grow. You want to be a part of, then you need to learn that. Okay, benefit of the AWS, it is like um, easy to use, flexible, cost effective, very reliable, and scalable, high performance, and the secure. Okay, and this is just AWS cloud, and in the AWS we will have a shared responsibility. Like these points Amazon will take care, these points you need to take care. So in the security in the cloud, security on the cloud. So on the clouds of the cloud security they will take care. In the cloud security you need to take care. So we'll talk on that. If you search job opportunities, when you search as a cloud engineer today itself as a job opportunity, so can you see this count is getting increased day by day. So this is just in October last month. I search and I post here, and today if you see, it will be huge, more than. So you can see that why this Google pages are getting increased, why this graph is getting increased. So is it something giving alarm to you? Learn and upgrade yourself. Yes. So that's why in the Amazon, like there's a certification, like you can you can be a practitioner, you can become a solution architect, developer, or sysops administrator. You can solution architect, DevOps engineer, and you have some special certification, advanced networking, security, machine learning, database, and data analysis. So these are the some certifications. So in this course, we are going to learn about this one, solution architect, and there is some different stream as well. If you want to become a DevOps, then it is more towards the coding, and it is more towards like CI/CD pipeline, automation, Python, and those things. It will be more towards that. So here we are going to talk about this one. This is the base, and from here you can jump into any of the stream. You can become a network administrator, or you can become a security. You can go to database. These are the specialization. You can go ahead for those specialization. So similarly, the same thing we have for the Azure as well. So in the Amazon, what we are going to learn and the introduction of the cloud computing, we'll see there is a free tier account where we can do the practice, Amazon EC2s, storage, networking, then management tools, then IAM, and something. So these all things we are going to learn here. And with this, I can say thank you. And this is all about the cloud introduction, and also what we are going to learn in the AWS. Similarly, like I think in the last demo, you can find our demo link. We will send in the group. Our Azure faculty, he provided demo of the Azure. So what the content and what he's going to teach. So you can have a look on that, and you can watch that video as well, so that you can have. So throughout this course, we in like you are going to learn in the cloud AWS and Azure. So maybe bi-weekly, 1 week Azure, 1 week AWS, you will learn. And these are the major providers. And like again, it's up to you, because from Monday we are going to start the course. And Monday our timings are morning 8:30 to 10 a.m. Okay, from 8:30 to 10 a.m. And it is Monday to Friday, and anyone can enroll. And the course fees is actually the 10,000 for these two courses. And we have some we have scholarship as well available. So we have a scholarship from Server and Sarvat and Babu Khan Trust, like NGO. They are providing 50% scholarship. So whoever enroll for this course, so if you, and based on the interview, so it will be charged only 5,000 for a student. So in the 5,000, you are going to learn the AWS and Azure. So it is, if you compare to the market, if you go outside, so like you can the cost will start from 25,000 plus. So but here you are going to learn, what you need to pay is 5,000. If you eligible for the scholarship, then only in the 5,000 we are teaching. And as I told in the start, PSF, it is not a commercial. Okay, we are not running a commercial institute. It is for the community upliftment. So that's what we are here. And like if you guys have any question, in few minutes we can address your questions. And from Monday we are going to start this right now. And if you want to enroll right after this presentation, you can you just need to pay initial amount, and just send your photo and your degree certificate to the number provided to you, to the course administrator, and enroll yourself, so that we can add you to our another group where we are running the course, actual course. And from we will communicate you how we can communicate you to the class, about the class. So that's all about the demo. And I will let you know, guys, ask the questions now. So the hall is open, so I'm available here. So if you have any questions, anyone have any doubts, so you can go ahead and ask.
Sir, I am into a sales, sir, so I want to join as a cloud computing. So, what are the sports show for me? Because I'm from the sales background.
Okay, that's good. So Mohammed, yeah. So as I told, anyone, there is no limitation. Anyone can learn the cloud, because there is no prerequisite, you need to learn the coding, or you must know the networking, everything. Even a new person, they can learn about the cloud. And exposure, as I told, okay, as you're into the sell, you can learn the cloud and you can sell the cloud, right? You can get that opportunity as well, because every organization, they're looking for the cloud. So you can learn what are the advantages of the cloud. You can, throughout the course, you can learn about this, and you can sell that as well. So and if you want to change the from sales background to, if you want to move to the technical, yeah, that's fine. That is also possible. You can go ahead and learn this course. And it is not because it is a GUI. It is a norm, we are not using much CLI here, because GUI means graphical representation. So in the browser, we are accessing the Amazon console. In the browser, we are managing the servers and all. So even if you not aware about the CLI, Linux, and also, that's fine. So just slowly, we just need some basic, which we are going to cover in this course. And you can learn that. Any
Hi,
Nadim sir,
Nadim,
one question in chat box.
Okay, yeah, let's listen, Vivek. Yeah, Vivek.
Yeah. Nadim, just I have one query. You told that 1 week it is sufficient for AWS whole content, means whatever the services is there in AWS. So within the 1 week you can able to...
No. It is not like, as I said, this course is planned for the 45 days. Okay.
Hello.
So yeah, this course is for the 45 days. So 1 week AWS, 1 week Azure, I told. Then next week, again, 1 week is Azure, 1 week AWS. Like this, we will plan for that.
Okay, 1 week, 1 week. So
exactly.
the days will be 45 only, na?
Yes. So Monday to Friday. So it will be like, we will have enough, like maybe 15 to 20 lectures per, we will get into that. So that is enough for this.
Okay, and one more question. So is it mandatory to have learn with Linux also, to know Linux also? Because I am the background of Windows only, so I don't have that much of idea in Linux.
No, I don't think. See, as I told, Linux, when you needed when you're going towards DevOps or some another stream where coding is needed, automation is needed, so there Linux things are required. But for infrastructure, for this cloud computing, not much dependency, little bit of Linux that we can look into during the course.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Nitin. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Also, can I please know if we made any real-time project internship? Okay, the question from Sanjana, if we will be made to do any real-time project internship. No, this course is not about like internship or project. So here, real-time means the faculty the instructor, whoever teaching here, they are from the real time. I'm working in real time, and the Azure faculty, he is also working in real time. So we will share our experiences. Okay. And yeah, and the certificate, someone talk about certificate. Yeah, the certificate you will get the e-certificate from the PSF Skills Academy, that you completed this course. So that's all about this. Any more questions?
Sir, is it online or offline, sir?
Online.
Okay.
It is online, but you need a computer or laptop. You need good internet to access that. And we are providing one more service. If you like in the last demo also, I told, like if any student, they don't have a computer, laptop, so you can visit to PSF office in Mehdipatnam, and you can use the lab there. We have computers there, internet is there, and you can attend the classes from there. So as I told, we are here to serve the community. So it is, and there will be no charges extra, so you can just use that office also. But the this course is online, it is feasible, so you need a computer. So it is, and one more thing, if you are thinking about doing this course on the mobile, then please don't enroll, because it is not something that you are watching into the mobile. It required a laptop, computer to do the practice. It's required hands-on. Okay, if you don't have computer, laptop, then we have an option. You can visit to PSF office Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. It will be available. You can go and practice there. Any more questions?
Yeah, certificate validity, like as we know, some Cisco certificates, etc., will have some number of years of validity. The same thing is applicable for AWS also.
No.
It's lifetime.
Yes, certificate is there is no expiry written into that.
Do you have any plans for the upcoming DevOps training also after this course? Because I'm planning for DevOps also. Because for DevOps, this one is a foundation.
Exactly. This is what I was telling. Yeah, upcoming right now, it depend number of students we will get. So based on that, we will plan. But as I told, so this is the foundation. From here, you can move to the DevOps, you can move to the security, you can move to the network specialist or anything. So this foundation is needed. Okay, any more question?
Regarding this placement, if a person, for example, do the certificate, is it required to do the AWS as well as the Microsoft Azure, both the certifications?
No, see, certification, it is not mandatory anywhere. Okay, it is just it will give you weightage on your resume that okay, this person is certified, Amazon certified, Azure certified. So, and it is not mandatory. If you have multiple cloud, it will add you advantage, because many organizations, they are running multiple cloud. They are running Amazon as well as Azure. So if they find the resource who know the Amazon and AWS both on the foundation level and all, so it will added advantage, and they also certified, then again another advantage. So certification will add the value on your resume. Okay, but it will not, certification will not give you technical skill, because you need to do a practice to get the technical skills.
True.
Okay, so if we don't have any more questions, so we'll wrap up the session, and right of this if you are with us and if you are interested, then please go and register. I think you already registered, so you just need to confirm your attendance just by paying some amount, and you need to send your certificate, just a degree certificate, your Aadhaar card, and photo to the admin, course admin, and you can use the account, you can use the Google Pay, just minimum amount, and you can just give the confirmation that okay, you are into the course. Then we will the admin will add you to another group. Okay, so thank you everyone, and whether you join this course or not, no problem, but I wish everyone best of luck, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Nadeem.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.